Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. It is that time again. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the markets. We got some nice movement overnight. This is surprising and exciting. Did not expect this. I'm not going to lie to you. Good morning, Paul. Bill, TDL, Neil, Julian. We are good to go. Market just opened. Oh, we got some action right off the gate. Looks like the downtrend played out. We had a little uptrend working. Maybe another one right here. We'll give it time. We'll let the market settle in and we'll see what's up. All right, so we are basically between the low of last week, or not the low of last week, but the low of Wednesday, high of Friday. Tom, good morning. Hey, Michael. Hey, Jonathan. Got some cold and rainy Oregon weather in Houston this morning. Oof. I do want to be clear, Tom. This is critical you understand this. That's actually not what most of Oregon is like. People think of Oregon as like rainy and cold. That's only in the valley. So from like Portland down the I-5, essentially. Most of Oregon is actually high desert. Well, I mean, Central Oregon, where I grew up, all of Eastern Oregon, very arid and deserty. And the coast, yeah, the coast is also very wet. So the little valley and then the coast is kind of the rainy, what people probably think of when they think of Oregon, but most of the rest of the state is dry and beautiful, sunny 300 days out of the year. Archer getting a foot of snow tomorrow. That's wild. But I do live in the rainy strip of Portland. I grew up in the beautiful high desert of Central Oregon. I live in the rain now. So you get used to it. You get used to it. It does make everything green and beautiful. Summers here are fantastic. When it does get sunny, you get all the green. That's gorgeous. Just marking out key levels here. as the market has a couple gaps. A gap down this morning, but it did have a unfilled gap here. I'll put that on the chart. Basically right there. We'll see if we make some downside progress to get there. That would be interesting for sure. Right now we're just kind of stuck in this overnight range. Had a lot of movement. We have slowed down now that the market is open. And no real clues on the Nasdaq as far as what's going on. It's pretty much doing the exact same thing. All right, we're starting to work our way higher a little bit. Coming up to test the top of this range action. I'm going to flip over to NQ, kind of map all this out. Yeah, downtrend played itself out. We had that same kind of move up. Entered into a range, and that's where we find ourselves now. This move up very likely played out. We'll update some of these key levels here. We have a high and low touching the same exact price point. That'll be an interesting one there. It's right below us too. And then below that, we have this low from last week, quite a ways down. And of course, all these highs, unfilled gap, etc. Nasdaq in general over the last month or two has been far weaker than the S&P. We're going to take a little short. Looks like it might push down. That's weird. Hold on. Just trying to get my feet wet with this tournament. Start putting some trades on. Shoot, missed that. It's gonna get in right before that push, but looks like we might push a little farther. Come on, baby. Push on down. There we go. Yes, so tournament is going on, guys. It is live right now. I'm looking at the leaderboard and actually quite a bit of folks have already eliminated themselves, which is great for me. I was going to kind of get after it pretty aggressively, but with that many people, there's like, I think maybe half of the folks already knocked out who are probably trying to trade really aggressively at first. So I might take a slower approach. We'll see. My plan today either way was to feel things out a little bit. Get a few trades for sure, but kind of see where the leaderboard ends up. All right, getting another push down here on NQ. Getting very close to the bottom of the range. We broke out of this little downtrend, so this actually might be played out for the time being. Nice green bar here on the Nasdaq. So we get a little push up. I'll be aggressively using break-even stops, as the market doesn't have a clear direction yet. We're just ranging. I'm just looking to play that range. Don't mind taking some break-evens, just free trades basically. Bummer. Trail break even just a little too soon, but that's okay. S&P getting a bounce as well. Good morning, Martin. Sorry, just saw you popped in. Just a FYI, guys, I'm probably gonna be ignoring the chat largely as the tournament's happening. Want to focus my attention solely on that. So I'm gonna put up a notice here in the chat. And it does look, I was trying to change my name on the leaderboard. Doesn't look like I'm able to do that. So my name on the leaderboard, guys, is Mystery Trader 101. Keeping it mysterious. I had that for fun as I began. I wanted to have it be my name, but oh well. Looks like that's not changeable anymore now that we're in the finals. All right, coming up to the top of the range. NQ getting a little pullback. ES also could actually break out. It made like a higher low basically here. Meeting resistance, but very close to being a breakout. So I'm watching that closely. All right, S&P little break, new high. So I will not be considering a long here. And actually NQ also has a little break, new high. If we get some sort of bearish hammer up here, I'll be looking for the short. S&P looks like it's pushing up a bit. Come on, NQ. I'm looking for a bear hammer. I want it to tick higher first. Okay, there's the tick higher. Now we're looking for the bear hammer. Yes, officially breaking out of that little range there. I would still consider a short if we get a big bearish hammer. We do have some econ news coming out here in about 5 minutes too. ISM manufacturing, PMI, and prices. It's really about the only news we got today. This whole week actually is going to be fairly light news-wise. We have a little bit on Wednesday, a little bit on Thursday, consumer sentiment on Friday. Did not get our bearish hammer on ES, so we can't go short there. I'd still take it on NQ if it turns around right here. Market is now in this gap headed towards perhaps this close up here. Get that marked out. What time did the market close? Right here. Okay. Yeah, so this is basically in the gap until we get up here. That would be the gap fill. Getting a little resistance here. Trying a small position. I'll at least get back to the range high there. Come on, break through, baby. Move on down. But yeah, we do have a little news, huh? I'll get out. Forget about the news. I don't think it'll be extreme, but you know, it's always wise to stay flat just in case. But if we get through this news real quick here and get a lower high, I'll be back in the short. Okay, got through the news. I think that's all the reaction we're going to get from the market. Waiting for a confirmed push down here or a nice bearish bar. If we keep pushing up, we'll have to change a little bit, look for some sort of secondary channel like this. As of right now, it's been more of a range structure, so I'd lean to this being played out and getting pushed down here soon. Market just hovering here, still around the high. Shoot, I was on the wrong screen there. I was going to go short. We still might get a little push. ES looks like it wants to drop down. See if the Nasdaq will follow. ES is actually below the EMA here. I'm watching to see if there's any support on the top of this range. Definitely don't want to get in that way if it's going to bounce here. So we'll get out real soon if we don't get this drop. S&P is coming back to the moving average to test it. If it rejects, we could see a nice little drop here. Ah, shoot, was going to take profit there. Did not quite get it. Looks like we're going to get that bounce. ES might still reject the EMA though, so may get another chance. It's below it right now. S&P still not able to break above that 21. Nasdaq's kind of leading the strength right now. So with this bounce off of the EMA and the top of the range, it does look like we probably have secondary channel that might get played out. Bulls are definitely winning this exchange. Oops. And Q definitely getting that nice bounce. Looks like it's about to get a new high. S&P struggling a little bit more. Yeah, ES is very weak compared to the Nasdaq right now. Downtrend may be played out. We got a little move, break new low. But we are below the EMA, and the S&P looks like it's struggling to get above. Market's looking pretty heavy. I think we might get one more little push down here. We'll see if it actually follows through or anything. Neither side has really dominated yet. Yes, making another run at the 21 EMA. See if it's going to get above. NQ looking to make a high. Taking a little long here. Come on, baby. Push on up. The S&P wants to run. The Nasdaq's leading the way. Could be a nice bullish move. But we'll take it there. And getting a bearish bar off that high. Not a great sign for the bulls. Yes, struggling yet again at the 21. NQ has been trying to push higher. ES keeps getting weak. Yeah, bias is still pretty unclear. We did push up early. We have been holding the top of what was that range. And now we've kind of stalled. We've basically gone sideways for the last 20 minutes. Buyers and sellers pairing off. And I think we'd be wise to wait. We have a little bit more information here. You getting a little support on the 21. It already technically had a break new high. The trend could be played out. But we see the bulls keep making an effort to try to push NQ up. ES looks played out. A little move down, break new low. Either way, I do think we're going to get a pretty decent move out of here. We've been coiled up and there's been enough activity, enough volume to indicate that there's probably going to be a pretty decent expansion out of here. Which direction we shall see. That much we don't really know. Keeps threatening to break out of this thing, but range holding. Sellers making a little push on ES. See if it gets anywhere. We may end up with some sort of channel like that. Breakdown looks pretty legit on ES. We just need to see if the NQ follows along, and then we might have a larger trend. Pretty big bullish bar there on the S&P. Doesn't look like that bullish bar getting any follow through just yet. If that fails, we should see a nice little flush to the downside. Once we get that, that's when we can start looking for perhaps a larger downtrend. But NQ needs to follow along. It's being pretty strong here. Almost made a new low there, double bottom. Woo! Nasdaq finally broke through. Took a little short there. Yeah, looks like we might have a larger downtrend. See if we can get some follow through on this move down. See if we can map this out. Doesn't look super clean. And that was kind of an impulsive move down, so we could get a pretty big rebound off of that. Yeah, I even have this as a potential overshoot, which could lead to a big bounce up. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. Not a whole lot of conviction from the market this morning. As you can see, Nasdaq is just really not participating in this weakness. Nasdaq looks like it wants to push up and make a new high. Get after it to the upside. And the ES is just trying to make a move down desperately. So they're a little bit at odds this morning. So we are in a waiting mode. Don't have any real active trends except that downtrend, which has an overshoot. So I'm not really interested in shorting that. Waiting for the markets to sync up to be doing the same thing. Right now they're battling each other a little bit too much for us to get good probabilities. So we'll stay patient. We'll get after it. And the good thing is there's a lot of market participants. So we haven't gone much of anywhere, but there's a lot of battling back and forth. So it does feel like we could get a good directional move today. So that's what I'm looking for. Switching over to the Discord, guys. Appreciate you having you with me this morning. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you soon.